Welcome to the online clinical Cantonese lesson 臨床廣府話 provided by Family Care Physiotherapy Clinic. Last part we have talked about family members including uncles and aunties. So now we will continue on this topic. Then we will show more about siblings and cousin. Before that, I want to add on about the grandparents. For example, in English speaking, we say grandfather, grandmother in general, but in Cantonese, we further specify for father side or mother side. For the father side, grandparents, we call it 爷爷, ma. Let me repeat, 爷爷, ma. For the grandparents from the mother side, we address them as 公公婆婆, 公公婆婆. In Mandarin, they say a little bit differently. They say 外公外婆, but in Cantonese we say 公公婆婆, slightly different. I also want to give a remark is that in general, we call some senior in general, even they're unrelated, we also call them 公公婆婆. So it's also general term for 公公婆婆as well. For the sibling, males, we call it brothers, right? Brothers is 哥哥, 哥哥 is for the senior. Then the younger one, we call it 弟弟, 弟弟. Those are written Cantonese. In oral Cantonese, we say very layman term. For example, we say elder brother, say 大佬, 大佬. Yeah, and then for the younger brothers, we say 細佬, 細佬. Then for the female side, sisters, okay, sibling, we call it elder sisters, 姐姐, 姐姐. Younger sisters, 妹妹, 妹妹. So you think English is very straightforward, just sister, right? Again, we also have layman term for Cantonese. Layman term for Cantonese, we say 家姐, 家姐. Then the younger one, we call it 細妹, 細妹. To be more specified, we also address them as the oldest. Like last time, we addressed uncles and aunties. So, for example, like 大哥, 二大, 三大, or 大哥, 二哥, something like that. 大家姐, 二家姐. Yeah, we address them in orders as well. Then now it's getting a bit complicated. Then we say about cousin. In English, all about cousin, but in Cantonese, we need to specify for the father side cousin and the mother side cousin. For the father side cousin, we address as 堂, 堂. Cousin, for example, I just call it as brother, sister, and younger brother, younger sister. 堂哥, 堂哥, 堂姐, 堂姐, 堂弟, 堂弟,堂妹, 堂妹. We also have layman term to apply, for example, like 堂哥, we call it 堂大佬, 堂大佬. 堂弟, we call it 堂細佬, 堂細佬. Yeah, sometimes we also mix up with the layman usage as well. For this side, in Cantonese, I think it's just universal, not about Eastern or Western. We share the same surname, so that's why we also consider brothers and sisters for convenience. Sometimes you just skip the call, it just addresses directly as brother sister, like 大佬, 細佬, rather than calling them 堂哥, 堂弟, 堂姐. Yeah, we just call it as brother and sisters. Then cousin from the mother side, we call it 表. Look at my lips clearly. 表. Okay, make sure close your lips, otherwise you will cause some trouble, please. So from the mother side, or from the sister of the father side. Yeah, complicated, right? So from the female auntie side from the auntie side, all the aunties. Okay, so we call it 表表哥表姐表弟表妹 Okay, let me repeat 表哥表姐表弟表妹. So if you can combine with the symbols that in previous lines, then you know what are the orders. In those kind of 表, okay, from the auntie side one, because we share different surname. We share different surname. It's different from 堂. From the father side one, we share the same surname. Here is the family tree for illustration. This for the cousin, for the auntie side, you can see they are for 表姐表妹. Okay, I need to specify in this way because no matter father side cousin, mother side cousin, we share some genetic correlation either from the father side or mother side. But in all traditional Chinese society, so we have some rule like my age in 1980s, we still have some rule that allows the cousin to get married. I'm not very sure about the Western culture. In the Chinese culture, in the old time, if the 表side, 表姐、表哥、表弟、表妹, they share different surname. They were allowed to get married. Okay, they were allowed to get married, and it was quite common in the old generation. But nowadays, we know about more genetic disease by closer genetic marriage, so that's why nowadays people try to avoid it. In the old time in Hong Kong, I cannot say about other countries, but in Hong Kong, I really saw people that they get married with their cousins, 表哥、表姐、表弟、表妹. Okay, here is the end of this short lesson about family members. So it is useful for us to understand genetic correlation. It's definitely clinically useful. Yeah, because from the how they address, I know the genetic correlation. Then very easy for me to identify. At the end of the slide, I want to show you some drama. We call it 粵語長片. It was a black and white movie in the old Hong Kong. It was quite famous. When I was young, when I was few years old, yeah, I born in 1980, so I still watch this kind of replay movies. I think it's universal over the world in the very old time before the color filming. They all used black and white filming, so we call it 粵語長片. It's a long 2 hours movies for Cantonese. But it was very popular, and especially in those this kind of dramas, lots of story about how they fall in love with the cousin and marry the cousin. Lots of this topic. So that's why I just let me relate to this topic. Yeah, that's what I want to introduce to you. Thank you for attending the lesson.